Welcome back to RIMWORLD. My name is Tobal. It's almost moving day here at the new Eden Colony. A lot of our new locations have been set up. I've added a couple new things. I've got a little bit of a storage room set aside for the medical area. So I'm going to use this, copy these settings here from this spot up inside of our normal storage area. And I'm going to put all the medicine inside this little location. So we need to set this down to about -3. I think this should be fine because it's such a small enclosed area. What I'm really curious about is if the hot air will kind of transfer through the wall into the hallways. So I'm curious about that. It's already 91 degrees though, and it doesn't seem to be affecting anything, at least in the room next to it that's enclosed. So how did we say this was going to work? We're going to have, this is 11 to one wall, 11 to the other. So this is the exact even spot. But how about, why don't we make a one wide hallway and we split these two rooms in half? Because we'll do a wooden door right now because I'm a bit short on components, because we're trying to put the other coolers in place here in the new kitchen. But yeah, so I'm thinking about putting a hallway here in the middle. This one room will be like, we don't, you know, like the loom, right? The tailoring room doesn't need that much space. Neither does the research area. So we'll finish these two rooms off and we'll drop down some wooden doors here. I'll just do it like this instead. Okay, that works. Also, we need some components here. Logan's got 10 work left on one piece of component. So come work for like 10 pieces, please. Great. And then this other piece has 34 from Michi. So Michi, why don't you come finish this real quick? That should be enough components to at least start working on putting the coolers in, because we need these coolers to transfer our food over. I started moving the food and forgot about the whole keeping the room cool thing. Oops. There we go. Why don't we just work on one of these for the moment? Maybe? Possibly? Where are you taking components to, Mr. Logan? Like, don't we have 3 components just finished up? Or did one of them get moved around somewhere? That's okay. We'll figure it out. By the way, what's going on in the world? I know we had some trade requests and maybe... Do we have any peace talks outstanding? I don't think we... Oh, we do have one. That's with the Treaty of At-Taninistan. I'll never say that. The World's Treaty of Addy. An item stash. Healer mech serum, but it is sleeping mechanoids. Are mechanoids the big worms, or are those the little guys that kind of shoot you with the lancers? Hey, a bulk goods trader's arrived. That's going to be nice. What about our other nearby cities? Do you guys have anything for us? Not too much around the area. So it's really the trade route, or the trade deal, and an item stash. I don't know if I want to mess with mechanoids just at the moment. Let's see what our friends have to say for sale for us. Adnamare, if you wouldn't mind chatting with whoever their leader is, Weasel. I might buy, if they have some components, I might buy some components off them. A bunch of... You have a male husky? Oh my gosh, can we finally have a breeding... We can have huskies like up the wazoo. I don't know if we need more huskies though. Do we really want like 18,000 huskies around? Yes, the answer is yes we do. We are going to be... This is what we're going to be known for. We're going to be a breeding colony. We breed a bunch of huskies and we sell them. We train them. We're like the monks of New Skeet. It'll be perfect. So a bunch of clothing. You guys don't seem to have any components. That's a bummer. Unfortunately. Do you want to buy anything that we could sell you? So Luciferum might be something. We don't have enough Luciferum to really treat someone, because you're supposed to do it every 5 or 6 days, or else the person dies. I don't know if we really want to keep these around, because we're not going to use them. We don't have enough for a long-term treatment of someone. So we'll do this. We'll take their 1,000 silver. Thank you ever so much for that. Would it be nicer to have a bit more of the components, but that's okay. Baggers and choosers and whatnot. I'm going to do this because I really want to have all the same beds. So these are nice Thrumbo fur. I assume, because Thrumbos are so, like, glorious, that the Thrumbo fur is, like, lighter than feathers, and it feels like 1,000 angels caressing your cheek. So that's what I'm assuming we're going to have ready for the dogs, because they deserve nothing but the best. And, of course, Where'd it go? What is it? Emotionless? Our our self-tamed lynx? Yeah. Oh, we did get an animal, didn't we? Yeah, I just got a new one. Polo. Aw, he's so cute. So we're gonna set him for training. And maybe we'll have some mated huskies. Now, the reason they're really nice is because they will haul things every so often. So the more huskies we have, of course, the more food we need. But the more they, like right now, Barton is actually moving some stuff into the next storage area, which sadly is losing all air out of it. So we need to finish these components pretty quick. This will be the last one, and then we'll have our... Crap. It seems that many of the hares in the area have been made insane. Okay. I don't know if we should be too concerned about crazy hares, because they're going to go pretty quick. So I suppose we'll just let this one play out, because it's a little bit silly. Barton's going to go attack them all. Okay, maybe not. Why aren't you sleeping in the dog bed, Barton? Oh, there's no dog bed yet left. That's fair. We'll have to add one more down because we have a new puppler. We'll put this in... Where's Ellie's room? I think Ellie's one of the... Actually, Lambert and Ellie are both the ones that train the dog. So let's put one of these in Ellie's room and Lambert's room. There we go. That way they can sleep with their owners. They'll rotate on who gets to stay with the humans. We'll mine these two areas out. There we go. Let's put a lamp in here. And we'll have to have a lamp in the hallway. It's a pretty narrow area, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem for it. You know, we're not really going to have too many crafters working in the loom area. Michi's gotten poisoned. Did I fix up this area yet? Yeah, I did. So we've got 100. These refrigerators are going to stash all of the... Yeah, we got a simple meals here, fine meals, beer, and then mix of whatever's left. That works out. This is the hauling for the corpses. Did I actually give a bill to Butcher? I don't think I did. Butcher Forever. Are both of these stoves have the same orders? They do. Let's go for 99 simple meals. And we'll go for 100 fine meals. Why are you suspended? Unsuspend that. 99, and we'll do same thing there. Simple meals are a little bit easier to deal with. You can always have those pushed out pretty quick. Oh, someone actually mentioned a really cool idea. Hang on, let me see if I remember this. This was, so where's the option for this? What they said was to drop the item in place. There we go, okay. So you have to set it here. This lets you grind out a bunch of meals really quickly. So we go into the details. We say, when you're finished with the item, drop it on the floor. Which seems really awkward with food, but it's okay. So we're going to say drop it on the floor. On both of the settings, per both of these. Oh, this is the same one. Let's go to this one. And what this lets them do is it lets them just grind away. You see how fast they're going to get the food? They're just going like really, really quickly. And what I'm going to try to do to make this faster is actually put 2 single refrigerators here. Actually, I could put them in the wall. And I'll have one of them hold meat and one of them hold vegetables. So that the crafters only have to take, you know, 2 or 3 steps to get new food, and then they drop it. Of course, the counter to this is that we need to make sure we start getting people... We need to get more people on hauling jobs, I suppose. I should look at... I am trying to keep an eye out for someone who's a jogger, basically, with no real skills, but no negative traits. And that way we can recruit them. And who is eating what? Is the raccoon beating something up? Oh, the cougar's out here eating everything. Wonderful. But yeah, if we get ourselves a jogger, we'll use them for hauling food or hauling a lot of stuff around. It'll just be a hauling person to fill out the last of our 15 slots. Not that we have to have 15, but much more than that, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to micro everything properly. We need someone else to become lovers, too, to free up a bed. There we go. There's actually one free bed right now. That works out. Cool. Well, thank you so much, by the way, the person that mentioned this in comments. I didn't even know about this option to just drop things right where it stood. So that's pretty cool. Oh, they're still dropping off the complex meals, the packaged survival meals. That's fine. That's no big deal, really. Why don't we set that to the same thing, then? Packaged survival meals, Drop on the floor. The other meals did get picked up, so that worked out. Simple, fine, fine. Why do we have 2 orders here? Drop on floor. Cool. Mega efficiency. Oh, hey, we finished both of these, so let's reset them and go down to about -3, I think is what I like to have. There we go. Is this going to freeze it out good enough? With two of these for this size of a room should be okay. They kind of are. This room might start getting way too hot, though, to handle these batteries here. So I think I'm going to just disassemble these batteries. I don't have anywhere to reassemble them yet. I don't have a designated room at this point. Cool. It is actually getting it cold enough. So that means that this setting will work with just 2 of the coolers. Nice. We're going to say this refrigerator is going to have raw... oh, can we not have raw food in here? Okay, raw meat in one. And the other one's going to have raw vegetable matter. And I'm just curious to see how fast this will work out. Why don't one of you prioritize hauling this out and then prioritize hauling the meat? There we go. This is pretty cool. What a great idea. Thank you so much for the suggestion. This is going to really improve how fast... Look at that. I mean, instant. That's great, especially once we get everything moved over. Why don't we have a couple more people? We got all of our dogs working on hauling. Do we have anyone else who's not doing much right now? We could start moving all the other stuff too, if we wanted. I need to floor out some areas. This is going to be, I think we said we're going to make this our room for crafting kind of metal related stuff. Anything to do with metals. We could have this room become our room for research. This is actually really big for research. Do we want to split it off and have smaller rooms, just like this? That's not too bad. A very small room for research. We'll put a couple of doors down here. I almost think this is going to work out fine. The other suggestion someone had was to make an actual area inside of the base deeper here where we're farming, because you can put down, I believe it's under flooring, you can just put down soil on stone and you're able to basically craft and do, or you're basically able to farm. You could put down these sun lamps, which will basically have the crops growing all year round. So I think I like that idea. That way we don't have to travel, you know, too far outside of our base. I will put some recreation items outside, and people will still walk outside every so often. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to deconstruct these. I'm going to deconstruct a lot of the stuff in this area. And I'm going to start reshuffling or moving some things around here. What about our power? Is this through the new crafting room? Almost. There we go. Let's drop down a couple of ceiling lights. It's fine here and here. Where's that at? Right there. And I think I might step ahead. And just to prevent you from having to watch nothing but disassembly, I might go ahead and do a bit of deconstruction here. Maybe change some folks around and job-wise to make sure that everyone's helping to haul and move things around. But yeah, we just need to put down our new flooring for the crafting rooms. We'll make one of these rooms all in silver, so that way it's, you know, it's got a really high bonus for research. But yeah, I almost think it's just about time to move. So let's go ahead and do that. Welcome back. It's a hot mess, isn't it? So our group is in the middle of a bit of deconstruction. Look at that. Our base looks naked now. I mean, that's crazy. So a lot of people, pretty much everyone's on hauling duty. What I wanted, I actually had to leave. I screwed it up. Hang on. Don't we have... You should still have power. Yeah, you should still have power. Oh, maybe it's a light or something that's a little bit messed up right now. Who knows? There's like a blinking, flashing, no power symbol. But what I'm trying to do is we don't have enough... It's a really interesting, fun thing. We don't have enough components to build another fabrication bench yet. And we can't deconstruct the dang thing. I didn't realize that before I started. So, I'm leaving everything in place. And what I'm trying to do... Oh, we have a work speed penalty. Let's go ahead and put a door back on here. And a wall. So I'm going to have people work on this until we have enough components to build the new one up over here. But, I mean, the rest of the base looks pretty nice. Wait a minute. We're out of power. Yeah, we've been having a little bit of power issues. I think I disconnected some important pieces here and there. I mean, that all has mostly power, right? Yeah. We just have a lot of stuff going on right now. And we did have some glow lamps installed, which don't really need to be on at this point. I'm going to try to make this little area here a growing zone. Back in the deep part of the base. I'm going to try it out. If I really like it, I'm going to extend this another batch this way, about the same width of these lights here, and that way we can have this a nice contiguous zone. I do need to get the water out, but I'll disassemble the moisture pump for now. Welcome back. Well, things look a bit different. We've deconstructed the entire front of the base right now, so everything's kind of exposed. I have most people on hauling or deconstruction orders, and what we need to do, unfortunately, I missed the fact that we need... Hang on, what are you making advanced components for? What are you doing? We don't want this right now. Suspend that order. We need normal components. We're still short on components because we have to build an entire second fabrication bench because you can't move the fabrication bench, I guess. It's just you have to deconstruct it. So I have it in place over here. Oh, it's already done. Yay, cool. It must have just happened when I wasn't paying attention. So that means I can go ahead and delete these areas and deconstruct this remaining part of the base. As you can see, the cables are a little bit wonky. We're going to have pretty much one main line running back now. Here's kind of a weakness for our build. We have one main power line. So I'm going to have to make a second power line going into the base. And I even might try... Oops. Is this area without a roof? Ooh, this still has its roof. Let's actually cancel all the orders regarding this room and have them remove the roof first. That way no one gets killed by falling pieces of ceiling. Cool. So I'm either going to have a duplicate line running either through the caverns here, or I might have just a second one running up. But either way, we need to get another adjusted line coming in. Now, this is the area that I wanted to start reinforcing, and I think I'm going to do... Aren't steel walls a little bit stronger for the most part? 225 for wood, 490 for sandstone, okay, 350 for steel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some sandstone walls around our geothermal generator, and I'm going to make a second layer once we mine this little chunk of granite out. I am going to have, though, a door so someone can come in here. Let's actually make this a steel door. Perfect. So I want this double reinforced. That way, hopefully, it's not an attractive target for any of our enemies. Obviously, it's providing quite a bit of power. And now that we're freeing up all this space, we're going to be able to finally put down a second generator at the same location. So that's exciting. Can I select all this? No. I think I'm going to accidentally wind up deconstructing the wood. But I'll have to... Or, sorry, deconstructing the power line. I'll just rebuild that. That's fine. You can also see I've removed most of our defenses, so right now we're unfortunately a little bit exposed if anyone decides to raid. So I was wanting to discuss and show you what our current area is like. Let's put a couple of cut plant orders here. Nice. So it's obviously a hot mess. It's been tamped down with fluorine for a while, so there's no grass growing here yet. I think eventually it'll return to normal. I can't remember if that happens. I believe it should, for the most part. So, our new defensive area. How do we want to do this? Well, let's see. Do you have no wall here? Okay, I think you're just going to... This is a piece that fell from overhead. So it didn't have a support. If we build our steel wall over, we should be able to defend that. Sorry, prevent that from coming down. I'm thinking defense is why I said it. So why don't we try doing the same thing we did before, where we had a position for all of our shooters to go to. And I also want to put a layer of auto turrets somewhere. I kind of moved the mortar here just kind of as a backup. Maybe we can put this... I might reinstall it just a bit over like this. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to mine this section out. Maybe leave that piece to make sure nothing falls. Maybe we'll shuffle the mortar over and we'll put a double wall around it. I believe as long as we leave a big enough gap, the mortar should be firing successfully without damaging anyone or anything. Or we put the mortar completely somewhere else. I'm not sure if we even want a mortar or not. Ooh, this could be interesting. I hadn't even thought about that. Why don't we put the mortar in this little section that's secured off by 2 steel high security fences? Now, if anyone lands in here, yeah, it'll be a little bit of a dangerous spot, but that's a pretty specific spot to land people into. So let's, ooh, that could be fun. Let's try this. Let's try to see how we like it. I'm going to deconstruct this out, and I'll put, instead of deconstructing those walls, I'll put 2 steel doors here, and then we'll come all the way out. Huh. Interesting. Does that happen every year? Have we had a full year of playing this game? Is that it? She's frail now. Emily's frail. Let's see. What does that do? You have less moving and less manipulation. I mean, that's okay. That's going to happen. You're mostly an intellectual, right? And you're doing a little bit of construction work. Although I think we had Emily doing cleaning, so that might be a thing we no longer want her to do. In fact, maybe she's going to, because she can't move as well, why doesn't she become our permanent daytime researcher? We literally take everything other than, the basic bed rest stuff off her. Even basic. Let's take basic off, because she's not fast enough. She'll mostly be staying in place. So I think that's going to work out. That way, she's our daytime researcher, while Azazel is still our nighttime researcher. In fact, I wanted to make sure everything is off Azazel as well. I have been giving lots of global orders here. Okay, I think, you know, for the look of everything, I almost like sandbags over these security barriers. Sandbags don't have as much health. What is it? 450 hit points compared to 650? Yeah, I suppose that's important. I just don't like how that looks. Let's try some sandbags for a bit, just because I think sandbags look pretty cool here. So I'm going to have a spot for everyone to basically peek out over. We'll try mining this out and making it even across the board. We'll try putting our relocating our mortar and the mortar equipment, the ammunition over here. I do need to make a little bit of a shack, so to speak, for where we store everything. We'll just do something like so. I mean, it doesn't even have to be that small, honestly. We've got plenty of space over here. So let's drop down a storage zone. We'll copy the settings from here, paste them over here, and we'll delete the old zone. So as soon as they get through this wall, they'll be able to start hauling stuff over to them. Cool. Awesome. That is exciting. We're good here. You're cutting down some trees here. Wait a minute. Where's all the construction jobs? Why aren't we deconstructing? Doesn't everyone have construction right now? They do. Well, to be fair, I did just give them a ton of orders to mess with these defenses. And then I think I'm gonna mine out this corner and then double reinforce it with a bunch of sandstone. So we're gonna make this corner pretty hardcore so that no one tries to come in here as a weak spot. I'm really liking how this is looking right now. I love everything pushed back into the mountainside. Everything's real tight. You can see here that I've been adjusting some of our storage areas. Not quite perfect yet. I need to adjust some settings. Namely, I think I forgot to grab the settings from like this stockpile before I killed it. So I believe we wanted to have roughly like manufactured stuff is fine. We don't want textiles though, because that's over in the leather area. No food, obviously. Let's do raw resources in terms of stone. No, we don't want stone. We want gold, though. We want gold, jade, plasteel, silver, steel, uranium, wood. We can just do... I'm going to make this normal so that if there's any other high priority areas, they'll take precedent over that and take those items away from us. Apparel, we've got a place for all the... Well, I'll tell you what. We'll do a catch-all for apparel. And then any buildings that are deconstructed or moved. We do have a spot for apparel here. The way I've got our new area lined up here is we've got some storage for clothing. Honestly, we might need more clothing than we do weapons. Why don't we make... Let's see if I can do this. Copy settings. 2, 3, 4. Let's make this more clothing, and we'll make this our line of weapons. So weapons will go here. Clothing will go in these 2 rows. And then kind of unique items, like artifacts or this mech serum or the tornado generator. Oh yeah, I forgot we have that tornado generator. We need to make sure we get that. Oh, sorry, Adamir, you're stuck. Terribly sorry, sir. Okay, we'll take this out. Now, I don't know how far back the mortar needs to be, but I think if we put it somewhere like... Oh, shoot, there's a roof here. Why did I not even think of that? But it's not a mountain. It should be a roof that we can remove, right? So let's see, remove roof area here. Let's remove this whole section of roof. Right? We want all this to be removed. So we'll see how quick people can do that. I did disallow... I built like a little theater. I have no idea if anyone's going to use this, but I thought it'd be kind of cool. I might rearrange this room a bit down the road. It's a bit funky right now, so maybe we'll do... I'll tell you what, maybe I'll put the door for the auto door over here instead. And then this will become a wall. And that way we can have kind of a little bit more space. We'll do auto door right here. There we go. I don't quite like how everything's lined up at the moment. We'll mess with it down the road. Okay, you guys are removing the roof. Awesome. That should give us enough space to put the mortar down now. And I think I'm going to try to put it as far back here as I can to get it the vertical height required to get over this part of the base. Although, yeah, I mean, for the most part, we're not going to be firing directly left. So it should have an arc of fire like this. It should be wide enough to get everywhere around the base. Now, the only danger is if we fire directly over base, say at enemies over here, we might clip the base. So we'll see. Packaged survival meal, dirty cooking area. Okay, so we haven't been keeping our cooking area clean. That's fair. We really haven't. We're storing power well, though. We're doing fine there. I think the base is coming along pretty nicely. I like it. All right, so a lot of people are on... What are you doing? Are you guys all going out to cut plants down? Oh, I gave them the stupid remove roof order. And so they were finishing that off. Okay. So we're just going to say ignore the roof orders from here. Perfect. We can actually clear out pretty much everything now. The roofs are as they need to be. That's however we want it to be. We don't care about any of this stuff for roof. But the rest of this, of course, will have to have a roof. I just want to make sure in case... I think what happens is if you have ignore, they might not build the roof if it gets destroyed. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but we'll make sure that all of our internal area does have a, build a roof order. That way there's no part of the base that's unroofed. So, this is it. This is our move. We're done. We've got everyone inside. We've got all of our new areas built. I have a crematorium alongside of the manager desk. Obviously, there's still some chunks in the way. Oh, that's right. What I wanted to talk about or do is put down a stockpile of chunks. I know that's really weird, but I think I want to try having a really big chunk area because it slows your enemies down when they're crawling over chunks. So, wait, sorry, tribes people. Let's send them away. Is that because we have tribes people visiting us? Oh, they must have, whoever wanted to visit must be aggroed against Blue Pig Vakrow. They must have negative relations. Interesting. So we'll put a chunk order here so we can start gathering up some chunks. Now, do we want to maybe have a gap in the middle right at the same spot where people will be walking through? Oh, it's a bummer. Can I just do, let's see, can I do this? And then, can't I just, like, kill the zone, like, straight through the center and split it in two? Dang it. Okay. Well, fine. We'll just make another zone here. And we'll just copy the settings. Wrong button. Copy, paste. We'll hide both of these zones. So if our people are walking through, they should come through that gap there. Now, the second thing I wanted to do is put down a second thermal generator. We're out of steel. That's surprising. Steel has been one of our mainstay items for a very, very long time. I also want to remove this floor that's just sitting here too. Okay. And can I remove this floor here? Perfect. We still have our fancy, nice little area of where we've had some of our losses. Remembering Bert and Chassis, sadly, back in the day when they passed away. Due to, I think one was negligence and one was suicide, in a way. We probably don't want our cows here, right? Let's kill that animal zone. Let's remove the animal zone from here. That way they're not They're not trying to come into our, like, through the house and everything. Otherwise, this should be more than enough space for them to eat and have everything grow. Alright, let's drop down a couple more steel spots with our security, with our sandbags. Now, I was thinking, I don't know how I want to do this. I was thinking about having like a pillbox a little bit ahead of our firing line. So like this is like a last defensive line, but before that, we have like auto turrets set up like this or something, or auto cannons paced around like that. And that way that gives us a pretty large line of fire, although, this would be firing directly at the geothermal. Well, we will wall it off, but it will give people cover, unfortunately. Why don't we cancel this for the moment? And I can think about how we want to maybe try this out. I could put this, like, directly in the entrance area. Maybe put, we could try 4, and then separate them by sandbags. Something like this. We would remove these positions and wall them all off. And then we've got... That's not too bad. So we've got entrance autocannons. I'm going to disallow these for the moment because I don't think we even have the materials to finish that off. I also wanted to put down some steel auto doors here to get into our little section. And we will roof this off just in case anyone's going to try to come, you know, bomb us overhead. That we've got a little bit of extra overhead protection from this. This is, again, our kind of our frontline bunker. Think of it like everyone's got a fighting position here. Are you building or are you removing? That was really weird. I guess that I ignored the roof area and they decided to auto-build stuff. Okay, fair enough. We'll make sure there's nothing over here, over at the top. Michi's probably grumpy because Michi's been inside forever. And you're a little bit in pain because I think you've got food poisoning. Yeah, you do. So why don't we have a spot to have some recreation? Because we need people coming outside. So let's put down a couple of shooting targets. And we'll put them all... We'll have like a big shooting range out here. That way anyone can come out and shoot. We'll also put down some horseshoes off to the opposite side of that area. Maybe like down here. There we go. So everyone can come out. This will encourage everyone to come outside. Make sure that they're getting some of their happiness, you know, their outside stuff taken care of for the recreation. All right. We don't want steel slag. We only want stone chunks. All right. Doesn't everyone still have hauling too? Yeah, they do. We'll get there. There's still a little bit more hauling to be done. I think people are just finishing up the last bits of construction and like deconstruction and construction work. Then they should get back to kind of like working as per normal. We need to find more sources of steel, though. We're back out of steel again, and we've done a lot of mining, though. That's the unfortunate part. You're a bit of steel. Okay, so let's do a door here. Do it like this instead. We'll put a normal door. Now, this could be a little dangerous if we have any enemies dig through, but I don't think they'll... I mean, they're not going to try to use the door or anything like that, so we should be okay. Let's give a couple manual mining orders to some sections that seem to have steel in it. And then I'll also give an exploratory mining order down this way. Just a couple areas to dig out, to see if we can run into a steel vein anywhere. We shouldn't have too much of an issue finding more steel. There's always steel around the map, from what I'm encountering. A little bit of steel here. We do have a manager desk open, so I can probably go back to the manager tab. Now we have this option. Oh, holy cow, this is crazy. We are producing, consuming. Are we over... Okay, right now we're just barely producing enough for what we need, it looks like. And we're using a little bit of battery. Is that how this is looking? This is really cool. Holy cow. I love all this data here. We have a lot of ceiling lights. That's crazy how much is being used by the ceiling lights. There's a couple mods out there that do reduce how much wattage your lights use. I don't know. I think it's fair right now. I think it's a good balance. I don't know if I even have that one on. I may have it on. This is probably not the best time to be doing this, Worm, but okay. Whatever you want. We really need to get people to clean again. Maybe I should do this. Put hauling as a secondary, and then have cleaning as a higher priority, so people go back to cleaning. We also can remove this as being our home area, so that people don't have to go sit and clean the dirt whenever it gets dirty. I will have this set to home area so that if there's a fire, they'll go put out the fire, but I don't really need to worry about all this. It should work fine. Just cleaning up a little bit of what they have to worry about. And then I'll refine this a little bit just to be this kind of section here. So, how do we want to handle our defenses? So if they come through here, the whole base is wide open. What we could do, maybe, is we still have that pump. Well, I did disassemble the pump. We could try to pump out some of the shallow water here, and then put a hard wall, like come down a bit and then cut a wall over, so that they would be encouraged to come through this area. But I mean, I almost like having a wide open spot. Maybe we have a set of defenses where we're at here. I can come back to continuing to pump things out. I forgot about how the pump was active, and I gave it a pretty wide deconstruction order. But, or do we just keep making people run through traps? Traps are always good. Plenty of options here. Caravan request. They want fire foam shells, and they'll give us an AI persona core. That will... Interesting. Installed in a proper support structure, it can become a mind of great power. Is this something that we can use in coordination with, what was it, AI persuasion? Oh, ship's AI captain. Interesting. Well, I guess this would be if we don't have one, right? So how would we house one? This is the ship computer core. Oh, we would still need this research to install the ship computer core either way, I believe. Unless it comes out, unless we literally get... Just put an existing AI persona core into serving as a ship's captain. I think we would still need this research, but a persona core seems like what we would need to get out of here. Huh. That might be something to check out at some point soon. I like how things are looking. We've got our crematorium set up. Did you copy your bills? Oh man, I'll have to redo some of the bills here. Our small little research room. Are you a good room? Like, are you 120%? The room is, so a little bit of a bonus because the room's clean and sterile. And we've got the multi-analyzer and a wooden filing cabinet. I think it only helps once, so we don't really need all of these, but that's okay. We'll give it a little space there. Leave this one, remove that one. So the research room's working. We could probably do with another bit of area with batteries. And in fact, this looks like a perfect spot for it right here. I'll mine out these two spots. We'll drop a steel wall, put a steel door in, and let's put down some more batteries. Don't go too crazy, but we'll just put down some. Oh no, do we have any spare? We do have spare components. Holy cow, that could have been horrible. All right, so let's put down an order to have, I don't know, 100 components. Like, I don't know if we'll ever get to that point, but it wouldn't hurt. And I think we only really need advanced components every so often. 5 advanced components would make one set of marine armor. 100 plasteel. We've got enough uranium, and there's still a uranium node over there that I've not touched. Plasteel will be the problem. I might have to start looking into the... Where'd it go? The long-range mineral scanner to see if that's an option to use at some point. I'm trying to think of how else to do our defenses right now. This is all going to get moved around. We can keep things as they are, or we could try to seal this off completely, like remove everything in this corner and have this be the main entrance. One long tunnel with traps everywhere, with a couple of twists and turns. That way our people would use the gate over, you know, the trapped hallway. Oh yeah, we still have stuff outside. Do anyone need to get this? Yeah, Adamir, can you grab the joy wire? Let's have somebody else grab the neutronomine Is anything else deteriorating out here? And we'll have Ellie grab the chem fuel. Byrota is pretty rough. I think he's recovering in... Yeah, he's recovering in this room. He must have gone down there and dropped his weapon. We need to get some hauling going again. I hope our animals are going back to hauling. We need to get these chunks moved. Because there's a lot of chunks in the back of the base. Shouldn't these... Okay, they are starting to drag them out right now. But yeah, having these chunks here, hopefully will force enemies, if they want to attack, they'll either clamber over the chunks, or... Kill these two. Or they're going to come through the center, and the center is going to have the best where, like, you know, all these, our autocannons are. In fact, we could even support that with mini turrets. We could have a line of mini turrets right in front, too, if we so wanted. I like that. I think we're going to have, like, multiple layers of defense here. Now, of course, the exposed areas right now, the watermill generators and the wind turbines, that's a pretty big exposed spot. We could try to build water turrets or water turbines in watermill generators further into the river here, where it's enclosed and protected. What else can we do in terms of defense? Oh, you know what? I want to do a test fire, by the way. Let's do over here. And, I don't know, Lambert, grab on that gun, please. Let's see how long this takes. This is rough. This is a high strength drone, psychic drone. So this is going to piss a lot of the women in our colony off. Alright, so you're rotating. Okay, let's see if you can get over the wall. Perfect. Okay, that's what I wanted to double check. He probably is going to miss and hit the wall. There we go. Oh, nice shot. You murdered a turkey with a mortar. You madman. Okay, that's perfect. So we will stop the forced attack. I just wanted to make sure if we use the mortar, we've got clearance in this little protected zone. So that's good. We know that we can use our mortars now. We do have a good supply of equipment or ammo. We did finish out our guest bedroom. It looks like garbage, but that's okay. They don't need anything too fancy. They just need to be able to get in and sleep. Right? So that's all they should care about. I do have the guest permissions set for guest room. Yeah, so everyone can walk through our guest spaces and eat in our dining hall and use their bedrooms. You know what? We'll even give them access to the medical room in case their folks get injured. So, I think I need to make a couple more chairs here. Let's do build copy here and here. Good. All these areas, these things out. Why are we not... Okay, this should be taking... This was the room I set up to do trading in. I don't know if I really want to do this right now. Let's set this to be the higher priority here, like preferred. And in fact, I'm just going to cancel this for the moment. I don't know what to do in our room with the orbital trade beacon because I don't know what we would want to trade out yet. So I'll have to do some thinking on that. We need to do power lines over to our new batteries. I forgot to do power lines, so let's grab that real quick. If I can click somewhere that doesn't have anything to right-click. There we go. Invisible power circuit, up and over. And we'll have this reconnect in here, too. Lots of like, duplicate power in our base right now, which is our duplicate power lines. The one risk, I suppose, is over here in case this line gets intercepted, but they do have their own separate power supply, so that should be fine. Michi is... having a food break. Whoa, why is everyone so grumpy? Are they all having... Oh, it's all unsightly environments. Oh, that's right. All the women are pissed off because of the psychic drone. Ooh, that's going to be a bit rough. That's going to be a bummer for us. Major break risks. Yeah, we're probably going to have a couple breaks here coming up. Kind of a bummer. I want a vault. You guys want a vault? I want a room with just nothing but money. Like Scrooge McDuck. This is going to be our vault back here. I've decided that we're going to have a vault, and it's going to go right here. Steel door. Just like Scrooge, it'll be nice. And it eventually will double reinforce it, or triple reinforce it, because, you know, why have a vault if it's not, like, triple reinforced? Perfect. And we'll store all of our silver in here, and gold. That sounds like fun. I don't know why, but it just makes... it entertains me a lot. Okay, so we need to finish off making our auto cannons, which is going to need a lot of plasteel and components. I should honestly probably shoot. How much of this did you do? I think you already started with most of the parts. How much plasteel do we have? We've got a little bit. We need 40 per thing. So 40, 80, 160 total, which is just enough. Let's cancel the rest of this. Yeah, I guess we'll do without a marine helmet for the moment. We'll have one piece of marine armor, which will be crafted. We'll use the rest of the plasteel we have to finish off these auto turrets, or the auto cannons, I should say. They don't need ammo, do they? They just kind of shoot on their own? Shots before rearm. Oh, it just costs steel. Okay, so it costs a crap ton of steel. So we do need to do a little bit more hunting around for steel, but this entire area has not been exploited yet. Which brings me back to the point I wanted to look into possibly making a separate little entrance here and letting us kind of roam around the caves. Do we still want to do that? I think I want to have fencing down here. Sorry, that's a gate. We want a fence line. I believe I've made this gap because I wanted to look into having an ability to get back here for mining purposes or for whatever. And yeah, this is a huge area that's not been exploited yet. So once things get back to normal, we'll have our miners go crazy in this section looking for steel, plasteel. I will honestly probably strip mine most of this area looking for steel. And eventually, somewhere in the area that we've already mined out, kind of over here somewhere, I'm going to put down a quarry. Maybe just one room over is what I'll do with the quarry. I'll kind of mine this out here. Let's cancel that to make sure that we have roof support. But I'll probably do a quarry because I think it's an unlimited amount of goodies. You know, it's going to bring up some... I think it brings up chunks. It brings up, you know, pieces of metal, raw ore, things like that. So it should be relatively useful. You guys are going to finish that construction. So offline, what I'll do between episodes is I will reset the jobs back to the way they were. God, everyone is so pissed off. And I totally get it with that psychic drone. That's rough. Let's also add the order to finish the wall here. Or do we want to have a way to get to all these things? That's fine. We'll do that. We'll leave a rear access so they can quickly rearm during a fight without being too exposed. I really like how this front line's going to look. Can I remove this, though? Everyone's so very pissed off. If I remove this, will you collapse or are you going to be able to work? Don't get crushed, worm. Okay, cool. That just opens that lane of fire. But all this is going to be wide open, so enemies will have to approach over open terrain if they want to fight us. Now, the only negative would be if we put down a geothermal vent, that would be a blocking area for them, unless we make something like... let me use this planning mode. So this would be... I don't know, how much off the center is this thing? It is... where's the stupid center? 2. So 2 off the center. Space for people to move around. The wall. So this would be the outer wall. So 2, wall, space, wall here. Okay. So something like this would be the wall of the geyser. And we could use this as sort of like the funnel. Oh, I don't like that because these auto turret cannons won't be able to use all of their range, right? Because their range is pretty impressive, or would they? Well, that's not too bad. If we had the enemy basically come out next to it, like what if we make a double wall, 2, 3 wide, or something like that, because we can have a lot of traps in this area. So this could be the entrance area, and we do the same thing. We like funnel them through and have them do a bunch of, you know, back and forth and back and forth. I might be overthinking this, but I mean, we're gonna start getting enemies that are like the big worms. Those are gonna be brutal. So we really need to start thinking of really strong strategies for defense. But yeah, what if we do something like this? Somebody got food poisoning, so that's one more person that's gonna be super grumpy. Sorry about that. And then we could have them come in, I don't know, like over here. Just instead of like, all this would be walled off. This would be a solid wall like it is here. So they would enter through here. And, you know, they would have something like this, right? So this is all open. They would come into here and they'd enter through a little chicane. And then we would secure them through a wall here. And then this would be a kind of a corridor with traps in it. And then they would come out right here. So right where the autocannons will start to fire, at least 2 of them are directly in the firing zone. And as they spill out to either side, they'll get more autocannon fire and maybe supporting turrets. And then our people will be able to help out too. They would have nowhere to go. They'd have to come right out and charge at the base. I just don't know what the best option is. Could be something. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna wait to do too much on defense. I think having our defense really close to the base right now is best because we don't know where people are gonna land. Like, what if we put all those defenses up and then a bunch of people drop pod in right here? You know what I mean? So having our defenses really close to the base entrance will work out, I hope. And we'll just have to experiment and see how good our shooting gallery is here. So thank you all so much for joining me for this a little bit of a long episode of RimWorld. I hope you're okay with the move. It looks pretty good. I'm enjoying how everything's looking. I also forgot to put down some flooring here, so we'll finish that up. But otherwise, yeah, give me your opinions. What else should we do in terms of defense? How long should we play? Should we try to up the difficulty and just see how long we can hold out? Or do you want to have this group survive and maybe escape on a shuttle? Which in that case, we just have a couple more days to work through because we have to research a bunch. But we should have our 2 full-time researchers. Who's not working? Where's Emily at? You're probably grumpy. There she goes. She's going to do her research. Remember, she's frail now at the tender age of 50. So she is having a little bit slower of a time moving around. So hopefully that's not going to hurt us too much. But, yeah. Let me know what you all think. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next episode, take care.